I don't know exactly what everyone is going to take away from this debate, but I did think that Joe Biden had one particular point that I think is obviously what he wants people to think about this debate and this election, the lens through which he wants them to think about it. And I think that they already are. So let's take a look at this Joe Biden video and see if Brett agrees with me.
You know who I am. You know who he is. You know his character. You know my character. You know our reputations for honor and telling the truth. I am anxious to have this race. I am anxious to see this take place. The character of the country is on the ballot. Our character is on the ballot. Look at us closely.
Let me ask some follow-up. Please respond, and then we're going to have follow-up.
If this stuff is true about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries, Iraq, if this is true, then he's a corrupt politician. Right. So don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby.
Okay, innocent baby, Jesus.
He missed
the way he talks about babies and dogs. Exactly, the whole thing's weird. And look, much of the debate was he knows that he's got all of these issues, so it's just kicking up Hunter Biden laptop stuff or whatever. But the point about, you know my character, you know his character, you know my reputation for honesty, which again, we've criticized him for things that we thought were lies before. But nobody other than a red hat wearer doesn't get that there is a difference. And I think it comes through in the election. I think that as a form of a closing statement, I think it's pretty effective. And I think that the national polls that we're seeing, I think already reflect that, yes, people do get it. The framing of Hillary Clinton as crooked Hillary or whatever, they're still trying to do that. He was trying to do it last night. It's not as successful, it's just not. There's a number of reasons for that, but I think that that's sort of how people are already viewing the choice.
Yeah, the ability for empathy that Biden obviously has is so much further than, is so much more developed than Hillary Clinton's. He's a higher communication politician. All those things that people were waiting for to happen during a debate never happened. Those moments where we were afraid he would have similar moments to what happened in the primary debates where he would say, "Oh no, you go ahead, I'm done talking," whatever. None of those meltdowns happened in any of the debates.
That's true.
And also he's a white guy. And I think that might just, as I said that months ago, I think that might just be enough for the folks who hated Hillary on the margins not to hate her anymore. What's sad is in the meantime, with Trump having been the president of the United States, a lot of the Trump type people have said, "Oh wow, we can have the power explicitly," and not just dog whistling stuff. Like I think that's the biggest downside. And has undone a lot of the work of the last, 60, 70 years of civil rights fighting. That's really sad, but I do think that this works, and I do think people in that moment had to have seen Biden's character, and Trump is just kicking up dust, as you said.
Yeah. And we're gonna, in a couple of minutes, we're gonna turn to a little bit more. We got to talk about COVID, but then we're gonna talk about who we think won. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.